I'm tired of being musically profiled in Ubers. It's a Sunday, go to walk my son's dog, get in the Uber, just some regular, I think it was like pop or something was on. Man, says hello, doesn't even ask me, he just changes the radio. First song, All Eyes on Me by Tupac. That's not even one of the songs I listen to from that album. Then he plays Many Men, right? 50 Cent. Right now, I'm starting to realize there's a theme. Then he hit me with the Stay Scheming. Bro, you got to go pull Stay Scheming way off the pack for Ross and Drake. And I had enough when it got to Not Like Us. Like, you totally profiled me and said, this is the music this guy's like. And now I'm watching his lips as he lip sync because it's not even the edited version. And listen, bro, Continuum, all-time album. Why can't I listen to John Mayer? Songs About Jane, classic. Maroon 5. Hell, Between the Pines, Sam Hunt. I know a little, now there ain't enough smoke in my eyes to hide the kind of games you trying to play. Like, what about that? Chris Young, You. That's like one of my favorite songs. The bluest skies don't seem so blue. Like, that is a classic. Beautiful Crazy. I mean, a day starts with a coffee and ends with I know country. So you mean to tell me you could have went, what was that? Nora Jones, Come Away With Me. Hell, the Hamilton soundtrack. Wicked. Listen to all that. You go straight there. And it was a Sunday, bro. Couldn't put no Kurt Franklin on. Like that. I don't like a Kurt Franklin guy. Yolanda Adams, John P. Key. Like, none of those people ring a bell to you, and maybe I want to listen to them. So yeah, Uber people, Uber drivers, just turn around. Hey man, do you like this music? What music would you want to listen to? But please, or if you go Tupac, like, give me Against the World for something subtle and sane and chill. Don't go All Eyes on Me. Or if you're gonna do that, give me Ambitious as a Rider. Like, let me really get hype on a Sunday. But that was ridiculous, Mr. Uber.
No, Ryan Clark took to X where he tweeted, sending prayers and love to all those laid off today by ESPN. So many of you have poured your life into that company, and I know how you're feeling right now. My hope is as this door closes, another opens for you all. God bless. Now that was at the same time news came out. He got laid off, even though he said he wasn't laid off, he was fired. But a lot of people be saying that video is actually one of the reasons why he was laid off or fired, because he is and has been race baiting for a long time. For a long time. Now, as you guys may have known, or if you guys do not know, ESPN has cut ties with Ryan Clark live in the middle of his live show broadcast on Monday, July the 20th. According to sources at the network, executives feared someone would have leaked the news, so they let him go. Mitchell. Absolutely crazy. No additional layoffs were done also, which you guys may have known. And as for ESPN and sister platform NFL Network, the reason behind this was that it was a broader plan to cut employees at parent company Disney. Super crazy.
You know, when I heard Ryan Clark say, I knew I couldn't be too black, I stopped in my tracks, because I think so many black professionals know exactly what he meant. There's a calculation that happens in many workplaces. Am I being too outspoken, too direct, too emotional, too black? We learn to manage how we're perceived. We adjust ourselves. We become more careful, more agreeable, more acceptable, because we're taught that doing so will finally make us safe. And I know that calculation because I lived it for many years in academic medicine. I believe that if I worked harder, communicated more carefully, and became more of what the institution wanted, I could build enough credibility to make my place secure. But what I eventually learned was sobering. Conditional belonging is not something you can overcome through exceptional performance. You can give an institution years of your labor, your ideas, your loyalty, and your excellence, and it can still decide in a matter of moments that you no longer belong there. If an institution or organization requires you to constantly edit yourself to be accepted, then that belonging was never secure. The tragedy is not that Ryan Clark tried to become what they wanted. The tragedy is that so many of us were taught to believe that doing so would protect us.
Now, according to the New York Times sports publication, The Athletic, executives parted ways with Clark, informing him of their decision during a live broadcast. After a commercial break, he did not return to set. Sources at ESPN told The Athletic that media inquiries were coming in about impending departures, including Clark's. Out of fear of him learning the news before executives could inform him, they told him during his broadcast. The Athletic also reported that since the Super Bowl in February, they heard Clark's job was potentially in jeopardy. And just last week, they learned he would soon be let go. ESPN had planned to do so on Tuesday morning, but the handfuls of calls seeking answers on the rumors pushed their hand. Now, Ryan Clark, who was reportedly making more than $2 million a year, had been with ESPN for over a decade. He was also expected to largely cover next year's Super Bowl, LXI, as ESPN will broadcast the event for the first time. Furthermore, ESPN sources said executives weren't too happy with some of Clark's past choices and comments. This reportedly peaked with an on and off air incident involving colleague Peter Schreiber. I'm sorry for that pronunciation. The two had a heated discussion on Get Up in September 2025. Even though Clark tweeted an apology afterward, the damage was done. In addition to Get Up, Clark was a regular on shows like First Take and NFL Live. He also has his own podcast, The Pivot. Now, additionally, I saw this post and I really wanted to talk about it. Now, it states Ryan Clark is a former NFL player and sports analyst who recently spoke candidly about his departure from ESPN and the ways he felt he had to adjust himself to fit into a corporate environment. When I heard those words, I thought about a calculation that many black professionals know all too well. We learn to carefully manage how we are perceived. We adjust ourselves. We become more careful, more agreeable, more acceptable because we are taught that doing so will finally make us safe. I know that calculation because I lived it for years in academic medicine. Additionally, but what I eventually learned was sobering. Conditional belonging is not something you can overcome through exceptional performance. You can give an institution years of your label, your ideas, your loyalty, and your excellence, and it can still decide in a matter of moments that you no longer belong there. The tragedy is not that Ryan Clark tried to become what he wanted. The tragedy is that so many of us were taught to believe that doing so would protect us. Have you ever felt pressure to edit yourself just to belong at work? No, my people, that post definitely had a lot of power, especially the fact where it said, the tragedy is not that Ryan Clark tried to become what they wanted, but the tragedy is that so many of us were taught to believe that doing so would protect us, and that is so true. But as I said, a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but some people are saying that Ryan Clark has been race baiting for some time now, and I can definitely see where they're saying, a lot of times he includes racism in the conversation where a lot of times it don't have to be included. I'm not saying all the times, right? So a lot of people be saying he has been race baiting, and that is one of the main reasons why ESPN fired him. I want you guys to let me know your thoughts on perspective down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys feel. Remember to drop a like and subscribe, show some love. Drop a like and subscribe, show some love. It is the boy Premium Celeb, and as usual, your boy is out.